Alright, man. So, today, we're going to discuss why women will always leave you no matter what. Now, this video is to not make you pessimistic about relationships. And this should definitely not encourage you to go black pill or mid-tile or your own way. Alright, G? Women will always be women. And there's something called female nature. All right, G, so I'm going to break down, before I get into the 6 reasons why women will always leave you, I'm going to break down the 3 stages of understanding female nature. Now, what are the 3 stages? Every single man walking this planet may go through or is in one of these 3 stages of understanding women, how they move, how they think, and why they do the little dumb shit that these little critters do every day. Now, some men are blinded. This is the first stage. Now, every man doesn't start out at this stage. Some men are raised by real G's, so they get it. Some men are blinded. What is blinded? Happy wife, happy life. She's gonna be with me forever as long as I'm a good man. As long as I show up and I'm emotionally available, this woman's gonna stay no matter what. Why? Because she loves me for me. Blue pill, blinded, beta, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is what usually happens with the men who start off in clown world. Either you go to red pill rage, where you hate women. Why? Because you've been blinded and your ass woke up because she cheated on you. And now you hate women, all right? It's a lot of you guys. Then some of you guys do this. Now, it's not the fact that you got your heart broken. It's just the fact that you came upon some positive red pill content. And you were told that as long as you become and stay the best version of yourself, this woman will never leave. And as long as you stay stoic and as long as you pass the shit test, she right there by your side. G, it don't work like that. All right, fellas, it is not until both of these guys come to the point where they get real. All right, fellas, and you become realistic about not only female nature, but about life. And one of the realities about life, fellas, is women will always leave for one reason or the other. Now, there will be cases, and more chances than not, they will come back, especially if you're that optimistic guy and you're the best version of yourself. She will split a block, but inevitably, she will leave again. All right, fellas, that's just how it works. Now, she may stay with you for 10 years. She may stay with you for 10 days. She may stay with you for the rest of your life. All right, fellas, that will happen as well. But you can't give your all and fully commit to a woman with the notion that you got her forever and she'll never turn on you. All right, G? So, like I said, this video is not to make you pessimistic. This is just to open your eyes, because depending on what level you're in, those stages I showed you, those 3 stages, depending on what stage you're in, that's going to determine how you receive and digest this information I'm going to give to you today. All right, G? So take notes and pay attention. First reason. All right, fellas, and some of you guys understand this already, but I'm going to explain this deeply. First reason why women will always leave you no matter what you do is because of hypergamy. Now, if you don't know what hypergamy is, and hypergamy is going to sum up a lot of the things I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to break this down so you can understand this. And maybe you had a woman leave you before, or maybe you're in a relationship, or maybe you're thinking about dating. This is vital information for you as a man. All right, G, you got to have your tool belt ready when you go to war. Now, hypergamy. What is hypergamy? Basically, a woman's natural need to want the man that is going to ensure her survival. Okay, that's the technical part. The real part is these women just want the best option. All right, so it's like they basically pick the fastest horse. All right, it's like a horse race. I'm going to pick the fastest horse. I'm not going to pick the horse that's fat or out of shape or doesn't have a track record of winning. Okay, fellas, so how do women pick men? Looks, money, game, and status. All right, these are boxes that women check when they either meet you and when they get with you, and how they determine if they stay with you. So if you don't keep these areas tight, not saying that she'll automatically leave you, but at some point she will find a man, or look for a man, or desire a man who soothes and eases and fills her hypergamous needs. So I give you an example. let's say your woman got with you because you look good, all right? You got the looks part, and the looks, money, game, and status. And that's the main reason why she has burning desire for you, because she's 23 years old, and all she cares about is looks. And you keeping up with your looks, G, but you ain't really making a lot of money. All right, now as she gets older, remember she's 23. G, as she gets older, she's going to turn 28 at some point. Her priorities are going to change. She's going to start to look for a provider. She don't want Chad anymore. All right, G, she want Mr. Charlie. She want her bills paid. Hypergamy, all right, G, that's the money and status that she's probably wanting now. Not saying she don't care about the looks, all right, G, but now she don't care about you being a 10. She'll care if you're just a 7 with some bread. All right, G, so that's just an example. Now, hypergamy can work in any direction. It's not all about money. All right, I use this example all the time. When I was young and broke, I used to take dudes that had money. I used to take their girls, bro. Like lawyers, bro. Dudes that had bread. I used to take their girls. Why? Because what they wanted at the time was the looks. All right, fellas, they wanted the game. They didn't want the status and the money. They didn't care about it. Why? Because they didn't really want a man. They wanted a lover. Pay attention, okay, G? So hypergamy, depending on where that woman is in her life. The reason why you can be with a woman for 10, 15 years and then she flip because her desires change. Her nature didn't change. It's still hypergamy. It's just her priorities probably changed at the time. She wanted fun now. Now she wants to tighten up. First she was structured. Now she wants to get loose, all right? So you got to understand this, fellas. Don't get mad when women switch up. It's natural. Now, fellas, be honest with you. This was a very direct way of explaining this. So like I said, it all depends on where you are in those 3 stages I gave you. If you up here, G, and you blinded, you got offended by that and you probably don't believe me. But if you down here and you realistic, G, I'm just preaching to the choir. This locker room talk. Next reason why women will always leave you, fellas, is they can't actually love you. All right, G. Now, when a woman says she loves you, she is not lying. At that moment, she does. But this is why a woman can't love you. A woman's love for you, the feelings that she has for you at this moment is based on this moment. Now, it's not that a woman can't necessarily love you. As I said, she can love you at the moment. But what she can't do, all right, fellas, something that your mom can do, something that your dog can do, something probably your best friend, your homie, your ride or die can do. But a woman, G, I don't care if she said through thick and thin, through rich or through poor, through health and through sickness, however fuck they say it, G, she cannot do that. And the reason why is because of number 1, her drive is to find the man that's her best option. Women don't love you for who you are. There's a few reasons why they can love you, but it's not because of who you are, because that will be considered unconditional. Because you are going to be who you are regardless. It's unconditional. All right? So they love you for what? What you can do. How you make them feel. Who you might become in the future. All right, fellas? And it's only for their benefit. Because you will realize, you tell a woman yes, she loves you. You tell her no, she's out the door. So how can you find out if a woman is really down for you? Just don't feed her on hypergamous nature. Tell her no. Disagree. That's how you find out. It's an easy, quick way. Some guys are scared to do this. Those guys that are blinded and those optimistic guys that I talked about, they scared to do this. They scared to say no. Why? Because they know it's a chance that she might go. So they get it a little bit. It's only till you get realistic that you understand that, look, I don't know if this chick really want me. Let me find out. Let me just tell her no one time and I guarantee you're going to figure it out. Now, G, this is the thing. Some women will play the game and they know how to take no. And they know how to submit for a little bit, fellas. But everything runs its course, all right? Some things never change, G, but nothing lasts forever. All right, you need to tap that on your chest, all right, fellas, because it's real. Next one. Now, next reason why women will leave you no matter what. Now, this is case by case, but this is in the sense that you are keeping this woman entertained constantly or finding a way or a resourceful way to keep her entertained constantly. But at a point, if you're a man on this journey, you'll realize that you can't keep your girl entertained constantly. It's not going to happen. At some point, G, and this is some game for you guys for a relationship, you need to keep your woman busy, G, if you want to get into a relationship. Whether that's her doing errands for you, whether that's her doing little side projects, whether she got some at-home business, bro, she needs to be doing something. Because if not, she will get bored. At some point, bro, we can say this all kind of ways. Women just want to have fun. I just think that's a facetious way of saying that these bitches get bored easily. All right, fellas, bro, these critters, if you don't keep their attention, some of these women need validation. All right, guys, because you got to understand, if you're a woman, right, and you've been walking through your whole life, especially if you're beautiful, people been telling you you're beautiful, everybody love you, everywhere you go, you're gorgeous, and then you get with this one man, and this man is expecting you to only look at him. What the woman is going to want is all those sources of entertainment. She's going to want it to come from you. And if you too busy or you lack attention to this bitch or you're not fully focused on her, you're not going to give her all that attention she needs, and she's going to go elsewhere to get it. All right, guys, whether it's masculine energy, whether it's fun, whether it's an experience, regardless, whether it's emotional turmoil, regardless of what it is, women get bored. I ain't just talking about going out and fucking having dinner. I'm talking about they get bored because it's the same thing every day. You never tell her no. You never check her. You never piss her off. You never ignore her. Anything like that. It's just the same reliable Billy every single day. So she gets bored and go to Chad or Tyrone or KD. Somebody who gonna give her a fucking headache. All right, G, because that's what they really want, because a lot of these girls are broken. It's in their nature to get bored, but a lot of these women are hypersensitive to routine, to mundane activities, to familiarity, so they will get bored quick. All right, guys, so before you make the decision on how far you want to take it with a woman, you need to check her boredom gauge, G. You need to check how quick she get bored, because, G, if it go 2 days, G, without fun and she already bored in the first 3 weeks of y'all talking, you already know how it's going to be. You're going to have to do circus tricks to keep this bitch entertaining. You ain't got time for it. All right, you a high value, top tier man on your purpose. All right, G, but like I said, this is why you got to provide an experience. All right, sometimes it's your fault, G. All right, we ain't victims over here. Sometimes it's your fault. Some of you guys born, like I said. But this is why they will always leave, because at some point, they will get used to you. They will get familiar with you. This is why you got to stay on your purpose and keep elevating. Your purpose is not to keep her. Your purpose is that you don't be regular in her eyes, all right? Now, she can do what she want. I'm just saying, you should always be elevating regardless, all right? Always moving up, always being spontaneous. It's going to make your life better. And by proxy, the woman might stay longer. I ain't say stay forever. I say longer. She'll stay longer. All right, now, speaking of boredom, this is a case where we have to take responsibility. All right, G, why? Why will women always leave most men? It's because most men get into relationships, and I'm going to make this simple because if you've been watching my channel, you know about this, all right? Most men get into relationships as an alpha. And if you don't know, my definition, the top tier definition of an alpha, is just a man that a woman sees as her best option. Whatever you're doing to fulfill her hypergamous need, whether it's your looks, your money, your game, your status, or a combination of the 4 or 2 or 3 or whatever, you're an alpha to her. All right? So you were hitting the gym making your money. Now what happens is you get into a relationship with her. All right? This is the relationship, the black hole. You get into the relationship, and then you come out as a beta. And the reason why is because you submitted to her will and her program and her purpose and how the relationship should be. Saying sorry all the time, apologizing, being all emotionally available, splitting the gender roles and shit like that, things that most beta men do. And then what happens? She leaves you. And you can't figure out why, and then you reflect and look back and realize you turned into the exact same man that she wanted you to be, but the exact same man that she's going to naturally resist. All right, and that's a weak man who does what she says and bends to her will. So guys, you got to understand. Now, this is not why women always leave, because every man doesn't do this. But a lot of you guys fall for this trap. Gee, I fell for this trap one time. Because what happens is, you're blinded, all right, fellas? So you think you found the woman of your dreams. So you think you got to let your guard down and stop playing the game. Gee, the game never ends. It's just a different level. So you go from, spinning plates, rotation, then you go to dating, then you go to long-term relationship, then you go to marriage. It's levels to the same game. It's the same game, fellas. Female nature. You dealing with the same females, bro. They nature ain't changing just because you put a ring on it, all right, G? So pay attention. Don't lose your frame in the relationship. Don't stay the man she met, but keep building. Just elevate that same man. Keep rebuilding that character that you already are. Don't change your qualities. Don't stop being soft. Don't stop being more agreeable. She's stepping out of your frame and entering hers. There's a lot of things you guys can do tangibly, not just like talking and emotionally, but hard things tangibly you guys can do to fuck this up. Like moving into a woman's house. That's you moving into her frame. G, if you're going to live with a woman, which sometimes I don't recommend, G, but if you're going to live, sometimes I don't recommend it, but if you're going to live with a woman, G, she moves into your space. That way you can kick her out whenever you want to and she's in your frame. But you're moving into her house in her frame. Her decorations, her bullshit, her frame. So it's more likely, even mentally, G, subconsciously, she can dictate rules. Even though you the man of the house. You in her frame. All right, G? So you don't want to get to the point to where you got to stay with a woman because of necessity. You should be able to kick them out, all right, fellas? You want to stay in your frame at all times. That way they submit to your frame, and they'll stay with you longer. Not forever, but longer. Now, some women, G, and this is probably the most important one, and this is for all of you guys who are the optimistic guy. You know, the second level, the optimistic guy, who you believe that as long as you keep working on yourself and being strong, being the best version of you, and when you walk out, you stand out from all the men, you think if you that guy, a woman is going to never leave you and never test you and never pull away and all this stuff. G, not going to happen. There are some women. Now, when you become that man, that's going to raise the chances, like I said, of women get on your program and respect you and get in your frame. But, G, you got to understand this, especially in today's modern world. G, pay attention. Clip this shit out and share it with your homeboy. There are some women who have decided and made a deliberate intention to be unhappy. All right, fellas, there are some, bro, most women today are jaded. And nothing against women. It's just the nature of the society today. Most men are weak. I'm a man, so I can say that humbly and speak on other men and not feel ashamed about it to say that a lot of the men in my same gender are weak. So I think I have the right to say and admit that some women, G, have committed to not being happy. They've committed to saying, I don't need a man. All men are bad. There are some women that if you ask them about the male existence or the male gender or the male fucking species, they would describe them as a tyrannical, sadistic fucking monster, bro. There are some women who are scared of men. So when you meet these women, even though, G, watch this, even though their body wants you, remember I said nature, women naturally want a masculine man. Their body wants you, but their mind have been corrupted by clown world, all right? By this fucking weird-ass society we live in. So their brains start glitching when they get around you. Their bodies want you. They desire you. But once they step into a masculine frame or once they step into order or structure, they glitch like a video game that got a bug in it. Why? Because all these critters got bugs in them, all right, fellas? He fucked up. So you got to understand, not all of them, G. There are some great high quality women for all the ladies who watching. But a lot of these women have committed and dedicated and, like I said, made a deliberate intention to not be happy. And I'm not saying not be happy in life, just not be happy with the male species. All right, fellas, so pay attention. Now, last one is you're not giving her enough. And it's going to break down into multifacets, but you're not giving her enough attention. All right. Now, this attention can be emotional attention. This attention can be intimacy like sex. This attention can be anything. All right. But women crave attention. This is hard for a lot of you guys who are on your purpose. Some of you guys lose women like you lose coins in your couch, bro. You just sitting down, getting up like, fuck it, I got shit to do. All right, and I understand, bro, you're on your purpose, but you got to understand, bro, women need attention. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, guys, you ain't going to be able to entertain this girl, G. All right, so if you got a woman who needs validation, it's like a sickness because she's broken or she got trauma, gee, she gonna bounce, bro. Because women want it regardless. They want the attention regardless. So you gotta find a chick who wants attention, but only your attention. All right? And she okay with not having your attention all the damn time. But this is why women leave you. Now, I will say this. Some of you guys on your purpose that work hard, and I feel like this from time to time with chicks, you don't give your chick any attention at all. You just on your purpose, and then you use your purpose as an excuse why you ain't giving her attention. Like, she complaining like, babe, spend time with me. You like, bitch, fuck that, I gotta work. But you haven't spent any time with her for like 3 months straight. This happens, all right? So you gotta understand, bro, if she don't get it from you, she needs it. It's something that she needs, just like you need sex, just like you need submission and all that shit. But like I said, you got to do this for the right woman. All right. She's a good woman, loyal woman, submissive woman, nurturing woman, every chase woman. Then she deserves the attention. All right. But if you're not giving it to her, expect her to leave. Now, what's the moral of the story? All right, guys, because there's a moral to this. Because if I don't give you the lesson, this is going to sound like complaining. All right. The lesson is no matter what woman you meet, no matter how beautiful she is, no matter how much she tickles your balls, no matter how many times she says she loves you, no matter how many times she cooks you dinner, no matter how many times she cleans your house, no matter how many times she rubs your little hairy ass back, stay on your purpose. All right, G? Don't get comfortable. Don't be like Billy and come in all tough and on his purpose, and then later on through 1,000 concessions, he gives in and becomes a beta and his woman leaves him. Don't be like that. Stay on your purpose, because if you know, and I just gave you 6 reasons why women will leave you no matter what. If you know this, why would you not stay on your purpose? Because this is the thing. If she's with you, you're on your purpose. If she's not with you, you're on your purpose. You cannot determine if a woman wants to stay with you. That's her choice. All you can do is be the man that attracts women who don't leave, but it's still her independent choice. But if you stay on your purpose, even if she leaves, you still got a garden. So the butterflies gonna come. It's one of my biggest rules I give you guys. Focus on building a garden. Fuck the butterflies, G. The butterflies naturally like beautiful colors. When butterflies see colors, they just fly straight over there, G. They don't care. They ain't judging. They neutral as fuck. They see colors, they come. All right, G? So build a garden. But if you running outside with a net, chasing women, trying to catch the butterflies. You ever try to catch a butterfly, G? One of the hardest things in the fucking world, G. It's way harder than putting on a condom the first time you have sex. All right, fellas? So don't worry about that. Stop chasing butterflies. Get over here. Build the garden. That way, when the garden is here, the butterflies, they come and they go. They come and they go. They come and they go. But you still keep a garden. And you keep a rotation of butterflies, possibly. All right, fellas? So share this video with a homeboy who this will help out, because I guarantee you it's probably going to be one of the most eye-opening videos for him. And he probably will thank you with his life. All right, guys? So appreciate you for tuning in today. It's your boy, KD. We out here, baby.